What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Um, I debated whether or not to talk about this, um, but to lose a family member, a close family member, is one of the hardest ordeals a person will ever have to deal with. To lose two family members in close succession is almost unbearable. To lose both your mother and your sister on the same day is an incomprehensible loss, which I can't even fathom. And no matter how I might feel about Mariah Carey, I really feel for her right now. This past weekend, she lost both her mother and her sister on the same day. Her mother, Patricia, I'm not sure, there's no news as far as cause of death at this time, although I do remember reading that her sister Allison had HIV. So I don't know whether that was a factor. I don't want to go into specifics as far as her sister's background, but it's pretty tragic. It's pretty sad. She had a rather acrimonious relationship with her mother. Um, as a matter of fact, she spoke about her mother in her 2020 um, memoir, The Meaning of Mariah Carey, when she said that her relationship with her mother was a, quote, prickly rope of pride, pain, shame, gratitude, jealousy, admiration, and disappointment. Um, but her relationship with her sister was even more rocky. I think several years ago, her sister came out and basically accused Mariah of abuse, neglect. Um, you know, I don't want to get into, like I said, this isn't a video where I want to air out dirty laundry. This isn't the right video for that. But I do want to say that when you are extremely successful, and this is not shade to her now deceased relatives, I'm not throwing shade, it's just human nature. When you're um, extremely successful as she is, it can cause a lot of animosity and even bitter jealousy with family members. And I don't think necessarily it comes from a place of hate. It comes from a place of, in those situations, oftentimes people are projecting their own dissatisfaction and insecurity with their own lives at you. And sometimes it has nothing to do with you. It's more about them. So, like I said, I don't know whether Mariah Carey did something that was wrong. I don't know. Just had to do a video for that. But whatever the case may be, I hope that she's able to get through this. And like I said before, this is I can't even imagine it, man. Her father's name was Alfred Roy Carey, and he was an aeronautical, excuse me. He was an aeronautical engineer of African American and Afro Venezuelan descent, and she had a rocky relationship with him, but the relationship was mended before he passed away back in 2002. Like I said, oftentimes success can cause friction within family members. But it reminds me of one of our presidents. One of our presidents, Theodore Roosevelt. I can't recall his wife's name at this point. Um, But Roosevelt got married when he was very young, in his 20s. And I think it was in 1884. On the same day, he lost his mother and his wife, his young wife. And he was just like 25 years old. And he wrote this. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. I believe his wife, his young wife, had what they used to call Bright's disease, which is a kidney disease disorder. And I think his mother died of like typhoid fever or typhus or something like that on the same day. And on this date, February 14th, 1884, Valentine's Day, of all days, he lost his mother and his wife. And he wrote, "The light has gone out of my life." And after he lost his mother and his wife, he went west, became a frontiersman, and lived out there for several years before coming back east. He wrote that his life was basically over. Of course, we know that Theodore Roosevelt's life wasn't over, and he went on to become president of the United States. So I say all that to say this. Mariah Carey is going through an extremely tumultuous time, I'm pretty sure, right now. But there will, and there always will be, a light at the end of the tunnel. Your loved ones would have wanted you to move on. Even though it seems impossible at this time, life will go on. And life doesn't give us any hardship that we can't burden. That's how, what I'm saying. That's how I feel about that. Life doesn't give us a hardship that we cannot burden. So rest in peace to Patricia. Her name is Patricia. And rest in peace to Allison. And so what you guys think?